All right, and news for the run. Let's kick it off with the MLB World Series. The World Series is set. Got the Los Angeles Dodgers taking on the New York Yankees. And man, the battle of LA versus New York. So Yankees, their last World Series win was back in 2009, led by the great Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez. And then for the Dodgers, their last appearance was back in 2020. And the two, they're going to match up against each other, and you can catch that World Series best of 7. Now, college football going on. A lot of games happen. A lot of upsets happen as well. My team was upset in Alabama, but we'll talk about that. We'll get there. Number 5, Georgia, they defeated number 1, Texas, 30-15. Number 6, Miami, they defeated Louisville, 51-45. That was a very close game, and Miami almost blew it, but they buckled down and tightened it up, ended up pulling out the win. Number 7, Alabama, they fell short to number 11, Tennessee, 24-17. It was a crazy game. Alabama has not been looking good these past few weeks, and you got a new order of rankings now in the top 5 because of some losses and some wins. So now number 1 is Oregon. They're sitting at number 1. Georgia is number 2 right now. Penn State is at number 3. Ohio State is at number 4. Number 5 is Georgia. And number 5, that was incorrect. It's not Georgia. Number 5 right now. Let me go back up to it and then get you the accurate rankings of what's going on. But you got a couple different teams that moved up and down. I know one of the teams that definitely moved up a couple slots was Texas. Because Texas did have a rough game and they ended up losing to Georgia, they did get moved down in the rankings because of that. So to confirm on the new side of rankings and the new number of rankings, Texas is at number 5. So number 1 is Oregon, Georgia, Penn State, Ohio State, and then Texas is at number 5. Miami is still at number 6, and Tennessee, they did move up to number 7. So you still got some undefeated teams in here, especially in the top 10 and the top 25. Miami, they're at number 6 right now. They still haven't lost a single game. They're undefeated as they move to 6-0. Penn State, they're sitting at number 3. They're still 6-0 right now. Iowa State, they're at number 10. They're undefeated. BYU, still undefeated, number 11. Indiana in the Big Ten is undefeated. They're 7-0 right now, and they've been crushing it big time. So got to give them some kudos and give them some credit. Army at number 23 is still doing their thing, and then Navy is also undefeated as well. But Pittsburgh is another team you want to watch out for too, because they've been kicking butt and beating some good competition as well. So Pittsburgh is sitting at number 19 as we speak right now, but definitely recommend checking out some of the games. And then in the NFL, I can go ahead and get you some NFL scores that's been going on. You had a crazy week in the NFL so far. You still got some games happening later on tonight, which we'll explain in just a sec. But a couple of games that you might have seen. Thursday was an absolute snooze fest. I was not about to watch that game. I was not about to dedicate any time to that game. Broncos ended up winning 33-10 over the New Orleans Saints. Saints had a bunch of injuries going on. They kind of caught the injury bug too, but they still got time to recover. They still got some time to recover. Jaguars, they beat the Patriots. Seahawks, they beat the Falcons. Bills, they beat down on the Titans. Bengals beat the Browns. Packers defeated the Texans in a close matchup, 24-22. Lions, they beat the Vikings. The Vikings were the only undefeated team, them and the Chiefs, in the NFL, but the Lions gave the Vikings their first loss as they won 31-29 in Minnesota. So that was a crazy, crazy game there. Then you got the Eagles. They smacked up the Giants. Saquon Barkley had a huge game against his former team in the New York Giants. Absolutely crazy. Man went off for almost 200 rushing yards, had himself a touchdown as well. The Rams, they beat the Raiders. Commanders, they beat the Panthers. Chiefs, they smacked up the 49ers. And the Steelers, they beat the Jets. Man, crazy, crazy game. That was just, the game started off like it was going to be close, but it ended up becoming a beatdown real soon. And tonight you can expect to watch the Chargers and the Cardinals face off against each other in the late game. And then the Ravens and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be playing each other tonight for Monday Night Football in Tampa. So you can go ahead and check those out. I'll definitely be checking out those games as well. So look on the Instagram for the instant recap, or at least some sort of videos dedicated to those. Now some other news in the NFL. Now you got some injuries. As I said, 49ers Brandon Ayuk, he suffered an ACL injury, and he's set to miss the rest of the season with that injury. The Browns quarterback Deshaun Watson, He's out for the season after tearing his Achilles. And it was kind of crazy. The messed up part about this is that when Deshaun Watson tore his Achilles on the field, people were like applauding and being happy about him tearing his Achilles. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy. It's one thing to not want a guy to start for your franchise. It's one thing that, he's been playing bad and, he's not living up to the hype and all of that. I get all of that. So, that's one thing to not want him on the field and like leading your team at quarterback. But to cheer when he gets injured, when he blows his Achilles out, that's just diabolical. Come on, man. That's ignorant from them Browns fans. That's messed up. Like at the end of the day, regardless of what he had going on with his cases of lawsuit, whatever the hell all of that stuff is, regardless of guilty, not guilty, that's kind of messed up, man. That's kind of messed up to be cheering after he just blew out his Achilles. And it's other ways to petition for your starting quarterback to go to the bench. So I just thought it was wild. I thought it was wild. Hey, if I was a Brown fan, I wouldn't have wanted Deshaun Watson to be starting either. But at the end of the day, who else you gonna get? You see your backup quarterback and didn't really do much else. Didn't give you much to cheer for. I guess there's a hope factor in there, but it's just messed up, man. Anyway, last thing is Dolphins Tua Tagovailoa. He was rumored to return to the field this next Sunday in Week 8. Tua Tagovailoa, he was messed up with a concussion over these past few weeks, and apparently he's talking about he's not going to wear the helmet pad or none of that stuff. It's a personal decision. So he said Week 8 should be good. Those are the rumors right now. But the NBA, they start up, man. The NBA, they're on their way. Starting tomorrow, Tuesday. Some of y'all may be listening today, Tuesday, who knows? But the first matchup in the NBA is about to be good because we got the New York Knicks playing the Boston Celtics at TD Garden. Then we got the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves at Crypto Arena, formerly known as Staples Centers, the home of Kobe Bryant and Shaq and Kobe.